Hey guys, it's Rick from Project Mapleseed again with another installment in the video series we're putting together to help shooters get into the Mapleseed event game with as little stress as possible. So we're putting these videos together to answer some of the common questions. In today's installment, we're going to go through how do I pick the right ammo for my 10-22 or my rimfire rifle for a Mapleseed event. I guess the first thing is, you don't need a high-end gun, you don't need high-end optics, you don't need high-end match rounds to participate and do well in an event. It's really, as long as your rifle is reliable and that your ammo goes bang, you've got a good chance at developing the skills you need to score well and then maybe even get your rifleman patch at a Mapleseed event. Having said that, one of the things that you can do to improve your chances is to test the ammo that you can regularly get in your area at a reasonable price and see what runs best, because I'm not sure if a lot of people know this, but rimfire rifles will behave differently depending on the kind of round you put through it. I think it's got something to do with what they call the barrel harmonics. This one's a regular profile barrel, so I wouldn't call it a pencil barrel, but it's not a bull barrel, so it's got some sort of frequency vibration in there as you fire that round off. And whether you're using standard velocity or high velocity, I'm sure that the vibrations have an effect on the inherent stability of the rifle and the round as it travels through and makes its way down range. Because we're only dealing with 25 yards, I don't think you need super precise, expensive gear. So it's really mostly based on how you end up shooting that determines your success for the day. Having said that, let's look at what I did today, which was, that's a new rifle that's entering our loaner fleet, and I wanted to know which of these works best. Again, these are just a sample of what I've got or what's available in my area. So starting from the cheapest to the most expensive, we've got Winchester M22. I buy these by the thousands from Cabela's or a couple of other sources that have either Black Friday or Boxing Day specials, and I just stock up. American Eagle's another go-to affordable round. CCI standard velocity, Aguila in standard velocity. Aguila high velocity also works better for some other rifles. I just happen to have only standard velocity and I've never had problems with these. CCI mini mags are very popular. People like the hot rounds, and the last but not least, the Midas Plus. This is the high end. This is the kind of the Porsche, Mercedes, Ferrari of rounds. Again, it depends on what your budget is, but really the goal of this exercise is to pick one that runs well, that's affordable, and you can count on to deliver the scores you need. So how do we do that? How do we pick from all what's available? Well, the first thing is you'll need to get a target, right? Again, I just used this one. Basically, as long as you can get a sheet with 4 different targets on it, and you put it in the same spot at the same height on the same day, then you'll get consistent results that pretty much reflect what's going to happen in a real world scenario. So I just happened to grab this one. This one has, I think it's used for postal matches where you can shoot 4 individual shots to get a diameter, so that some calculating computer thing can determine based on how your group sizes is how much to subtract, and then it comes up with a final score. But I just use this to get some consistency. So I took that 10-22 out to the range today, and I've already sorted roughly. I've eyeballed it. I mean, I don't need to get precise micrometer type dimensions. I know what shoots big and what shoots small, and I'll pick from the cheapest, smallest groups possible. Because again, it's not meant to be a space race here, right? It's just find something that works well, that's affordable, that's available, and that you're comfortable with. And that's the key thing in Mapleseed, is getting a reliable, consistent ignition every time you pull that trigger. So starting from the worst performer, again, on this day, on this rifle, for this batch of ammo, this is the result. And I encourage everyone who's going to go to an event or is serious about doing well to benchmark ammo in your rifle. Just because your buddy says CCI mini mags are the best, or Winchester M22 or Midas Plus is the bee's knees, you don't know how it's going to perform with your rifle, the way you hold things. The factors like how tight you hold the sling can affect the harmonics of that barrel. So really it depends on you, the rifle, and the ammo and the conditions of that day. I can't stress that enough. It's nice to get a recommendation. If someone says that I get a lot of duds, maybe that's something you listen to. But if someone says that one of these is the best no matter what you shoot, test it out. It doesn't cost you anything, and you'll have peace of mind. So let's go with my peace of mind for this particular rifle that we're going to be lending out to folks. So the worst performer for us today was the Winchester M22. I mean, it's the cheapest one out of the bunch. I mean, it's not a bad group, and first I gotta say that how did I shoot these? So typically what you want to do is you want to get a steady, consistent position. So if that means putting it on a steady rest, sandbagged and lead sled and bipoded and bagged up the wazoo, go for it. For me, I'm comfortable enough to shoot with a sling off my elbows, and I know that I'm going to get some pretty good results. And this matches pretty much the results I've gotten with this ammo in several other rifles, so I know it's not a statistical outlier, to use one of those fancy terms that some of those statisticians use. Again, it's a group, right? And it's not a great group, but it's a group. I can see that, yeah, it's roughly there, and maybe it's an inch wide at 25 yards. So that's I don't know what that is. I should know, because in Mapleseed we calculate that, but that's the size of group. The next one is the Aguila Standard Velocity. These are all 40 grain round nose. That's typically what I shoot. I don't shoot hollow point unless I'm going for squirrels or grouse or anything else that I need to put down. Again, also based on the process, I'm going to get some spreading groups just because I wasn't comfortable with it or I wasn't in the zone. But that's why I shoot for, to kind of get a representative value. So I know Aguila is a good performer for me, so I can say, okay, so I've got some vertical stringing, I've got a decent group here, and I've got a decent group here, and this is typically what I'd expect out of Aguila Standard Velocity in my other rifles. So I know that that's a good group, not an outstanding group, but a good group, and it might work well. Here's the mini mag one, so I can see that there's one or two flyers. Again, I know that I shoot flyers, but I know I've got a solid group here, and a pretty good group here, and I just fell apart here. So that's just mental management on my part. But I know that, hey, CCI mini mags might be in the race, but because it's more expensive, I'm not necessarily going to choose that one first, right? Here I've got the Midas Plus. So this is the most expensive at roughly 3 or 4 times the price of the cheapest one. So solid group, pretty good group, pretty good group, pretty good group. And one of the things that people need to understand about, again, this is my learning, there's obviously many things that go into it. My understanding of what makes match ammo different from other ammo is consistency in the amount of engineering and effort they go into ensuring that every batch is the same, or at least that lot number is going to perform the same. So $40 a box ammo isn't going to make you a half MOA shooter in that gun with you on that day, right? It depends on the mechanical inherent accuracy of your rifle and the inherent mechanical accuracy of the shooter. The round is just one part of that puzzle. So in this case, it's a good group, but again, because it's the most expensive, I'm not necessarily going to start with that one first. And if I look at mini mags, if I take the good groups, I can see, what? Mini mags is probably even better if I wanna go that way. So why would I choose the more expensive one, right? So that's something you gotta look at. This one's American Eagle. This is the surprise for me. This was probably the second cheapest. It was like $3.99 for a box of 50 at the local store where I shop. Good group, couple of flyers. Good group, couple of flyers. Good group, minimal flyers. Great group, no flyers. So if I see this kind of performance relative to Midas Plus, I could shoot this again, shoot that again, but I really don't think I'd get that much of a difference. And then finally, I kind of go to the last group, and again, it's a toss-up between, do I go CCI Standard or American Eagle? I've got a decent group, one flyer, decent group, one flyer, and a decent group, right? So these are, it's not bad. So which one would I pick? If I had no choice, I'd say, I'll take CCI Standard. But if I've got American Eagle, why wouldn't I shoot American Eagle? So again, surprise, surprise, it's not price that determines, it's really how it works within your gun. So that's a long-winded video today, but I think it's worth going through because I think, I can't, again, stress this enough. Test out different brands in your particular rifle, the way you would shoot it at Mapleseed, and see what works for you. There are many reasons why one ammo is better than another, but until you try it in your rifle, you don't know what's going to happen. So that's it. That's Rick from Project Mapleseed. Hopefully this helps people, sort out and be more comfortable, be more confident, and remove that one variable from their day at our Mapleseed event in the coming year. If you have any questions, get on our Facebook page and feel free to post. If you want to send us a note, you can send it to info@Mapleseed Rifleman. That's one word, mapleseedrifleman.com, or visit us on our website at www.mapleseedrifleman.com. Thanks for your time, and hope to see you on the firing line.